In Empire Strikes Back, in the beginning of the movie, we get a scene with Luke Skywalker on the planet Hoth. We find the famous Luke Skywalker just laying in the snow in desperate need of help. But at this time, we see Luke's master's Force Ghost, Ben, or as you guys know him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. In this scene, Luke's master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, tells Luke to go to the Dagobah system so that he can be trained by none other than the Grand Master Yoda. But after, Luke faints. And after he faints, he doesn't even remember Obi-Wan talking to him in the first place. The only thing Luke really remembers is the planet Obi-Wan said Yoda was on, and Luke was drawn to it. And after that, Han Solo found him and he was quickly healed, and then moments later, he lost his friend and took out an AT-AT, and then after that, he quickly rushed to the planet Dagobah, where the young Luke Skywalker would meet Yoda. Now, Yoda already knew it was Luke that had arrived on Dagobah, due to seeing his longtime friend R2-D2 for the very first time in decades. Now, if you didn't know, Yoda didn't really want to train Luke. He preferred the younger, more powerful Skywalker, Leia, and it took a bit of convincing for Yoda to train Luke, and the only reason he started to train Luke was because of his old pal, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You gotta kind of put yourself in Obi-Wan's shoes here. Yoda sent Obi-Wan to look after Luke until the time was necessary, and there were so many times Obi-Wan wanted to train Luke but wasn't able to. So Obi-Wan wanted Yoda to train Luke. And I mean, you gotta think about it. Being set on a mission that you couldn't start until 25 years went by, and wanting to train Luke early but not allowed to, but when the time is right and you are able to train Luke, you die. And then only for Yoda not to train Luke, I mean, I would be pretty upset too. We kind of see this in the movie when Luke and Yoda are at Yoda's hut, and Obi-Wan kind of interferes with Yoda when Yoda is presenting himself to Luke.
Sacred. Jedi craves not these things. You are reckless.
So was I, if you remember.
And as you just saw right there, Yoda did get a little frustrated with Luke bombarding Yoda to train him, and this is when Obi-Wan slips his opinion in to try to get Yoda to understand that Luke can be one great, powerful Jedi. But it really didn't matter. Yoda still wanted to train Leia, and it kind of makes sense why Yoda would train Leia instead of Luke. Like, Leia was the general of the rebellion, and she was around war a lot, while Luke was just a farm boy on Tatooine. And throughout the Star Wars movies, we have seen Leia defeat her brother in combat training. And Yoda was the most powerful Jedi to ever live at this point. And he knew Leia's potential and Luke's potential, so he kind of was leaning towards Leia because Leia was a lot more powerful than Luke. Or that's what he ought to think. Yoda actually saw Luke as arrogant and reckless. He even saw him to be dangerous, kind of like his father, while seeing Leia as the more stronger sibling and the more stronger Skywalker to be trained. And like, Leia was more like right to the point, like she picked a side and she went with it and she stuck with it. And she was very fearless and very strong, kind of like her mother Padme. We can even see Luke being kind of arrogant and impatient when Luke is asking a bunch of questions to Yoda.
Is here more seductive?
But how am I to know the good side from the bad?
You will know when you are calm, at peace. Never attack.
But tell me why I can't.
No, there is no why.
And we even see it again with Luke when he reaches his hand out to lift his ship up, but then afterwards just gives up, and Yoda is the one lifting the ship and doing it for Luke. And if I have to be honest, I believe Leia is the more interesting character than Luke. Don't get me wrong. I do like Luke Skywalker and his character and everything about him. I just believe that Star Wars doesn't go more into depth with Leia as they should and give her the credit that she deserves. Like, throughout the whole Star Wars universe, we don't really get to see Leia's powers and her lightsaber abilities. The most we see from Leia is in the sequels where she can fly in outer space and somehow survive. And to be honest, that is a pretty cool power that she has, and I know for a fact Luke cannot do that. And there is more evidence to back this up, and it all comes from the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back from a certain point of view book. It's a great book in my opinion, a bunch of stories from a bunch of Star Wars fans and their perspectives on Empire Strikes Back. But there is a story in there where we get to see Obi-Wan and Yoda's dialogue right before Obi-Wan goes to Hoth to tell Luke that he should go to the Dagobah. I'm gonna retry that again. where Luke goes to the Dagobah system to train with Yoda. Now, obviously, I'm not going to read the full dialogue between Obi-Wan and Yoda. That'll be for you guys to do yourselves. I'll even try to put a link in the description so you guys can go and order it yourselves. Now, to be honest here, I'm not the best voice translator for Yoda and Obi-Wan, so I'm just going to read it to you guys and then we'll talk about it afterwards. But I'm going to try to bring it to life as much as I can, and let's get started. We kick off the story on a green, slimy planet on the Dagobah system, where we come to a green, shaggy hut that almost looks like it's been withered away for almost a century. In that hut, we see a green, almost wizard-like figure, and it's almost like he's waiting for something to happen. All of a sudden, we see an almost look samurai ghost figure in the distance. This was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Master.
Master, I'd like for you to train the young Skywalker.
Yes. Long have I waited to train her. No, Master. I wanted you to train the young Luke Skywalker.
And without even taking a breath, Yoda replied,
No, a Jedi must have the deepest commitments. A Jedi, you seek Jedi must have the most serious mind. That boy looks from one cloud to the next. But Master, he will not finish what he begins. He is reckless. I promise you, Master, you will not be surprised. Already, the time is to become one with the Force. Not yet, Master.
and this argument seemed to be going on for hours until Yoda just had enough.
Why should I train the young Luke Skywalker? Master, it is his destiny. He might be our last hope. Send him to me, then. You will.
And there you guys have it. That is the dialogue and the little story between Obi-Wan and Yoda's argument in that book. I didn't cover it all, obviously, so that'll be up for you guys to read the rest. And this just proves that Yoda did not want to train Luke, but he wanted to train Leia instead. And Obi-Wan was having an argument with Yoda and trying to get him to train Luke. My favorite quote from that story is when Yoda says this:
Jedi must have the most serious mind. That boy looks from one cloud to the next.
It just kind of reminds me when Yoda is talking to Anakin in A Phantom Menace when he says, "Fear leads the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering." I do believe that if Yoda trained Leia instead of Luke, it would change the whole Star Wars cinematic universe from the sequels and the rest of the originals. And it kind of gets you thinking that if Yoda trained Leia, Leia would go to face Vader, but Leia be like consumed to the dark side more than I think Luke would be, because obviously Vader blew up her planet, and I think she would tap into that a lot more than Luke. And that's honestly the only thing I can say Luke has an advantage over Leia, is Luke can stop himself from turning to the light side to the dark, and I believe Leia would just go straight to the dark. But hey, let me know what you guys think about all this. Do you believe that Yoda should have trained Luke and got the outcome that we got? Or do you believe that Yoda should have trained Leia at first? The only question that really reveals here is, why didn't Yoda train Leia from start? Like, why didn't Yoda take Leia under his wing? If he wanted to train Leia, then why did he wait so long to train her? Kind of like Obi-Wan wanted to do with Luke. Obi-Wan wanted to train Luke from the very start and not wait all those years for him to grow up. He wanted to train him from the start. So why didn't Yoda do that with Leia? Could be a cool video to go into in a different time. But guys, that is going to be the end of today's Star Wars story video. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I hope my voices for Obi-Wan and Yoda weren't too obnoxious. I tried my best to do Obi-Wan's voice. I also gave him more of a Clone Wars vibe. Like, his voice did not sound like Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan Kenobi. It sounded like something that was from the Clone Wars. If I wanted to do Alec Guinness's voice, it would take me years to perfect it. His voice is so good for Obi-Wan. So I just want to do something that kind of sounded like Obi-Wan, but kind of didn't, just for the video. And I'd say my Yoda voice was pretty decent, and that will only get better and improve throughout more bringing videos to life. That is something I did want to do in this video. Like, I didn't just want to read you guys the quotes that Obi-Wan and Yoda said. Like, I actually wanted it to bring it to life, and I had a lot of fun making this video. So if you would, hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos brought to life to you guys and represented to you guys in the comment section down below. And don't forget to follow my Instagram, which will be linked in the description down below. And remember,